Hey, will somebody please pass the ketchup?
This is a tasty burger.
I'll take a Gordon's burger and a side of Jason fingers.
Don't skip on the meat. I got a real good eye for prime meat.
Welcome to Hamburgers and Horror, the home of meat, monsters, and today a lot of mustard. I'm Noah Hook, and today we're looking at Jim's Original. Located at 1250 South Union Ave, right on the cusp between Little Italy and South Loop, this old school hot dog stand is serving up some true Chicago classics. The legend of Jim's Original started over 80 years ago when a young, bright-eyed European immigrant named Jimmy Stevanovic arrived in America in 1939. Once in Chicago, he began working at a small hot dog stand on the bustling corners of Maxwell and Halsted streets. Jimmy worked hard and eventually bought the stand from his aunt and then literally made it world famous. He piled succulent Polish sausages on the grill and created the first Maxwell Street Polish sausage sandwich with sweet grilled onions and a smear of mustard. Jim's continues to serve the original Polish sausage sandwich as Jimmy did when he first began serving it back in 1943, along with several other sandwiches including burgers, chicken, fish, and a bone-in pork chop. The space has moved from its original spot, but the recipes have remained the same. Guys, I am super excited to try Jim's today. This place is a Chicago institution, and I somehow, in over a year of living here, haven't tried it yet. And I got a special surprise for you because we're doing a 2-for-1 today. We're of course doing a burger, but I couldn't order from Jim's and not get the Polish sausage sandwich. So this is going to be the first non-burger to get a review on the channel as well. But without further ado, why don't we open this bad boy up? It's a fucking grocery bag. Got some napkins. I gotta put this thing on the floor. All right. Notice my beautiful cardboard box with a paper towel on top stand. You're welcome. Oh look, they even put my drink in a bag. I ordered a root beer. I don't know what kind of root beer they gave me. A&W, I will take it. There's also a bunch of little ketchup packets in the bag. I don't think I'm gonna need those. All right, let's take a look at what we're working with here. Okay. So we got fries here, and then wrapped up in this beautiful paper is the Polish sausage sandwich, which we'll get a better look at in a moment, but there it is. Yeah, so basically a hot dog, but it is a Polish sausage, and it is, from what I know, delicious. And then over here, okay, it's also wrapped up, but we have a double cheeseburger. Shit. I guess I'll go ahead and get into the scoring before I really get started in the meal with the presentation. I got this delivered from DoorDash, so I don't really feel as though I can give it a fair thing. I know it's a pretty casual spot, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and give the presentation a 2.5 out of 5 to keep it fair. All right, but yeah, let me open these guys up and see what we're working with. You had the options to get it with mustard, onions, and hot peppers, and I opted to go for all 3 of those on both sandwiches. Oh, there's the pepper. Oh, so it's like really just one kind of sport pepper, I see. So here we have the sausage. Yeah, so you can see, I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera super well, but a bit thicker than a typical hot dog you would get, and about bun length. Then we've got the double burger. I like how they wrap the pepper slightly outside of the packaging. Also, I'm sure you guys love seeing my green screen for once in your lives again. You can see my really high-tech setup. Sweet, and then we've got the double cheeseburger. Which, yeah, basically, it's basically just the toppings you sign up for. I've got cheese, onions, mustard, and then the pepper on the side. I dropped an onion on the keyboard. Alright, so yeah, before even jumping in, I'm going to speak to the size of the sandwiches a bit. I will say they are on the medium to small side. They're not the most massive sandwiches that I've seen on this channel. So I think it's kind of hard to rate a hot doggy kind of sandwich, but I think they both are about the same size. So I think I'm just going to do a pretty average 5 out of 10 for them. They're not like super puny or anything, but they're not anything really to write home about in the size department. But yeah, for the rest of this, I'm going to have to actually taste these bad boys, so it's probably time I get started. I'm going to start with the burger. Then again, one more look at that before we hop into it. Okay. Maybe a hot take, I hate raw onions on a sandwich or a burger or anything, but I love a grilled onion. So good. All right, not too shabby. Now moving on to the Polish sausage sandwich. I think I'm just gonna take the pepper off more out of convenience. They're real chewy and like hard to get through in a bite. We'll add them on later though. One more look. This thing makes me want to go on a camping trip right now. Sausage is super flavorful, a ton of herbs and spices. For those who don't know what a Polish sausage tastes like, maybe kielbasa would be a close reference if you've had that before. If you haven't had that, I don't really know what to compare this to for. It's a better version of a hot dog. So you're gonna see what these fries are all about. Can't ignore the root beer either. All right, so yeah, I think I'm about halfway through with both sandwiches now, so I think it's time we can start doing some rankings in here. Starting with the toppings, yeah, the simple combination of mustard and onions works really well on both sandwiches. I will say it's definitely more tailored to the sausage than the burger. I felt that the burger was a bit dry, which I'd say has more to do with the preparation, but some kind of additional sauce on there might have been nice to have, or even just maybe some more mustard, as I couldn't taste it as much on the burger either, so it might have just been a little skimpy on there. But the onions themselves are really tasty and yeah, super moist and delicious, super soft with still having a little bit of crunch to them. So yeah, it's a very simple but effective combination. And for that reason, I will give them a solid 7 out of 10, I'd say. And now I think is where we're gonna start to see a deviation in the scores for both sandwiches, as things like preparation and taste are gonna shift a bit now. Starting with the burger's preparation, it was a little bit dry, to be honest, and it's definitely reminiscent of a fast food kind of patty where you're gonna get it cooked super, super well. There's not any chance you're gonna get any pink in there. So I'm gonna say, I'll give the preparation a solid 6 out of 10. The prep on the sausage though, I don't know, this one, it hits different. It's not too lumpy and chewy, and it's not just straight up puree in there either. You still got a little bit of bite and chewing to do in it. So yeah, really nice consistency, but it almost like does melt in your mouth a little bit at the same time. So I'd say for the prep for the sausage, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Ooh, and then the taste as well. Damn, I kind of feel bad for the burger because I think it is generally just a bit outclassed by the sausage. So I hope I'm not being too hard on it. I'm very sorry. But at least, yeah, with what's in front of me right now, I'm gonna give the burger's taste still a solid, like, let me give it another bite. It's still got some good seasoning in there, but it just tastes bland in comparison to this flavorful fucking sausage. See, I'll give the burger a solid 6 out of 10. But then the sausage's flavor. Ooh. I don't know, y'all. It might be I'm gonna... Nah, that thing is gonna get a 9.5 out of 10. The flavor is delicious. It is super good. Just a really satisfying bite every single time. You get just the great herbal flavor of the sausage, the sweetness of the onions, the slight kick of the mustard. It's just a nearly perfect combination. Only thing I wish is there was maybe a little bit more spice to it, and I think that's what the pepper is supposed to do, but I don't know. When I ordered the pepper, I thought it would be a little bit more than this. I wish it would be like something chopped, sort of like the onions that would go right onto it. So that's the only thing that's missing a little bit, but even without it, it's a very, very satisfying bite. Moving on to the buns, as you may or may not have noticed, they're very, very standard pre-bought kind of buns. Nothing too incredible. They're holding up well on the sandwiches. I'll go ahead and give them a 2 out of 5. You're not buying them for the buns. And then we've got the fries. The fries came as part of the deal, so you aren't paying extra for them or anything. They're pretty standard. Not bad though. I can say a solid 3 out of 5 seems fair for them. But the real kicker here is the price. Somehow these things are still super cheap while being a whole Chicago staple. The burger was $9.80 and the Polish sausage was only $8. With tax and everything, it rounded up a bit, but even so, the Polish sausage was still cheap enough to get a full 5 out of 5, and the burger wasn't too far behind with a 4 out of 5. Yeah, and then all that's left is some extra credit, and I don't know, I gotta give some credit to a small business that has been open for nearly 100 years now, so it's absolutely gonna get a point for just being a classic. And apparently being the very first of its kind when it comes to the sausage, so I'll give the sausage a second point as well. So after tallying up the scores, the Polish sausage ended up getting a 44.5 out of 60, which gave it an average score of 74.2. The burger was a bit further behind with a 34.5 out of 60, giving it an average of 57.5. That's enough points for the sausage to tie all the way with my third place burger, Da Bomb from Burger Works in Virginia, and even the burger made its way onto my top 10 as well, coming in right behind the double burger from Ralph's Burger House in Florida and just above the cheeseburger papadilla from Papa John's. When it gets added to the official list that includes Kim's scores, the sausage is still tied for 5th place with Da Bomb, although the burger doesn't quite make it into the top 10. And there you have it, folks. That's the original Polish sausage and the double cheeseburger from Jim's Original. This was super fun to try, and I'm definitely gonna go check it out in person really soon. I also didn't make it clear, but I'm recording this on actual Thanksgiving. I'm here by myself, so this is my Thanksgiving dinner, so I still have a little bit of a feast ahead of me. But where should I try in Chicago next? Should I do a staple, a chain, something in between? Let me know down below. But thank you all so much for joining me, and an extra thank you to my patrons. As always, I'm Noah Hook, and thanks for watching Hamburgers and Horror. Stay safe out there.